Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Here we've got a pair of running backs who are hoping their number will be called plenty in today's game. It's the Raiders going up against the Ravens. With that, let's get you on up to Baltimore as we welcome in our commentary team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Oakland Raiders and the Baltimore Ravens. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. More now on the return. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. They go play action here on first down. And no retirement here. The first catch for Steve Smith. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And remember last season when Steve Smith Sr. said that 2015, that was going to be the end for him? And then he has the injury with the Achilles, and he says, I'm not going out like that. 8 catches in the game against Jacksonville. He's back playing with that same passion and fury that we've seen him play with throughout his career.
Move 45.
Here's Justin Forsett, his first carry. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. This Raider defense looks so improved in Week 3. Those first 2 weeks, Charles, and we went over this pregame, they gave up more yards in the first 2 weeks of the season since at least 1940.
How'd you like to be the staff member that delivered that stat to head coach Jack Del Rio?
I wouldn't have delivered it.
Not at all, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about a guy who played really well as a linebacker in the NFL, has been a successful defensive coordinator, and now as a head coach with a defensive slant, no way that looked good to him. I'll bet he put in overtime with his defensive staff to get ready for last week's game. I know we always worry about when a running back is over the age of 30, but Justin Forsett didn't have a lot of carries prior to 2 seasons ago.
And last year, you remember, of course, he missed 6 games with a broken arm. Of course, the Ravens, they had a litany of injuries in 2015.
They missed his 1,266 yards he gave them in 2014.
Third and just 1, it's Flacco. Mike Wallace, the intended receiver. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Really good, smart play by the defense, understanding 3rd and short, guarding the first down sticks, and being able to make a play on the football and bat it down.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Travis Carey back deep for the Raiders. And look here, it's an opening drive fake. And that's complete to Lewis. And the fake will work. He's going to have a first down. It's a pickup of 19 yards on the play. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. Wow, what a gutsy call. If you're the defense, opening drive, you just got the stop, or at least you think, and then boom, right back on the field for more.
It had the feel of something that they had planned for all week long. Hey, first drive of the game, let's be aggressive, let's go get them. And now defensively, they've got to be writing notes to themselves. In practice, work on fake punts right out of the gate because that was really unexpected.
1st and 10, and Flacco looking to throw. Underneath, he hits Forsett. And he's brought down. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
They go pass again with Flacco. Smith catches left side. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
And now it's 2nd and goal. On the ground for set. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and goal.
But that kind of loss of yards, that is usually an error by the guy carrying the ball. At the 1-yard line, you can't get too fancy there. You just got to try and plow forward and get what you can.
It's just a disaster. You go back to the 6 after you were at the 1? From the 5-yard line, will this opening drive yield 6? This is 3rd and goal. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal, Flacco. He was trying to get it to Steve Smith that time. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. Here's Justin Tucker now for the Raven field goal try. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. And Justin Tucker, boy, he has been so good. Of course, he had the 54-yarder to win the game in Week 3. And now, Charles, the last 5 years, 13 go-ahead field goal makes for Tucker at either the 4th quarter or overtime, most in the league.
And they haven't all been chip shots. That's the thing about it. It's not just beating the pressure, but the distances that he's kicking field goals from. And let's face it, that helps an offense so much, gives him so much confidence to know that almost crossing midfield darn near puts you in field goal range to get you 3 points.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. They go play action for Murray. Now Carr. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. In that win over Tennessee, Michael Crabtree, 8 catches, 102 yards in Week 3, partner.
I think he's got to be very satisfied with how this season is going. And when you put up those kind of numbers, those sound like number 1 receiver numbers. And that's what he was supposed to be coming out of Texas Tech. But I think he settled in really well being the sidekick to Amari Cooper. And that's opened up opportunities for him as well.
It's a heck of a 1-2 combo. Now a play fake here on first down. He's got time in the pocket. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down. Carr again here on 2nd and 10. A right side catch by Crabtree. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage. When you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
So here we go, a third down after the second down pass completion.
All right, here we go. Wide and yay. Wide and yay.
From midfield, here's Carr. He finds Latavius Murray. That one goes for 29 yards on third down.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. And now a first down following that long gain. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
If you draft a guy in the 6th round and he gives you a 1,000-yard season at some point, would you say he's good value?
That's good return on investment. He was the first Raiders guy to rush for 1,000 yards in 2015 since McFadden back in 2010.
Latavius Murray, remember the name.
2nd and very short here, less than a yard.
All right, here we go. Wide and yay. Wide.
Again, it's Murray. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Watch tight. Tight is right. Watch tight. Tight is right. We got three.
Now Jones. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at him with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop him.
They'll run it with Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
You remember Timmy Jernigan at Florida State. His stoutness that was so impressive there, it still comes into play in the NFL, doesn't it?
If you call stout 300 pounds, and I do, then yes.
Used it well on that play and made a nice tackle for a loss.
Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal. Defense may be thinking pass. They come out in the nickel on 3rd and goal. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
So on 4th down, off goes Carr, and on is Sebastian Janikowski. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. And Janikowski bangs it through, and that will tie us at 3-3. Janikowski, by the way, hit a 52-yarder in Week 3, and that gives him now 53 kicks made from over 50 yards, most ever in NFL history.
I remember when he came out of college, came out of Florida State. If you closed your eyes and listened to a number of people kicking the ball, you'd be able to pick his out. It's a different sound. The incredible thump to it. Not surprised he now holds the record. I think he broke Jason Hansen, right?
Yep.
Absolutely phenomenal career.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. On the return, the old reliable Devin Hester, the veteran. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
Bashed it.
Super toe. And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Double tight. Double tight.
On first down, this is Forsett. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And there it was right in front of us. Today's NFL, these guys nowadays, they don't just eat up space. They try and get upfield and make plays in the backfield.
Tight left. Hey, boys, we got four down.
Second down, Flacco now. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third.
Three down. Ready. Mike's 50.
Third down, Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. And that will be incomplete as well.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was third and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8.
Come on, let's go. We ready? Wide and 8.
Shotgun now for Carr. It's caught by Clive Walford. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Every quarterback likes having a reliable target at tight end, and I think young quarterbacks especially, because they want to get the ball in their hands quickly. I think these two, Derek Carr and Clive Walford, that's a pretty good connection for years to come for Oakland.
Yeah, he started to come on strong end of his rookie year. Now the Raiders really hoping for that second-year jump out of Walford.
All right, here we go. Wide and 8.
On first down, Murray. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
Here we go.
Still second down.
Second down and a little ways to go here. Second and 13.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
We ready? Red 18. Red 18.
Check. Watch out.
From the gun, it's Carr. Surveying the field. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Now the Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third down.
Could be a blitzer.
Now Carr. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down.
Now the offense lining up 1st and 10.
I didn't left.
They come out here in the eye. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Deep drop. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's brought down. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's got the hook up to Andre Holmes. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
Let's go. We ready? Wide and yank. Wide and yank.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. A big play there for the Raiders. 35 yards. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. 5 yards to go for the offense. 1st down and goal from that 5-yard line. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Again, it's Murray. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. He lost 2 there. And it's 3rd down.
Not only was that a terrific play, but that loss of yardage they created this close to their own goal line, that gives them a little breathing room now as they move them back.
And they're breathing fire a little bit right now, aren't they?
A lot of confidence being shown by them at this point of the game.
So they're back at the 7 now for 3rd and goal.
Here we go. Wide and yank. Wide.
Carr now on 3rd and goal. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. He'll get a couple yards on that one. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. And for the second time this half, on comes the field goal unit here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Janikowski bangs it through, and they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took them a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
Now after the made field goal, here's Sebastian Janikowski to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Hey, guys, check ready!
Again they run. Again it's Forsett. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run.
And hauled in by Pitta. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first.
Hey! Blue 45! Blue 45!
First and 10 here for Flacco. And he will find his man on the outside. Call it a pickup of 7, and it's a 2nd down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Watch 80. Watch 80. He likes to get those jump balls.
Hey! Blue 45! Blue 45!
Mike 50, Mike 50.
Flacco here on 2nd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Reggie Nelson. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gassed,
yeah,
right?
a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting off field, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Decent chunk of yardage still left here, 2nd and 7.
Tight end to the left, tight end left. 3 out.
All right, here we go. Red 18. Red 18. Set.
Mike 57, Mike 57.
They go with Murray again. And he's able to find some room as they get him down after a good run. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. They get the sack on the blitz, but it was 3rd and inches. Are you surprised like I am they weren't running the football there?
I'm right there with you. I would have thought it worst. Quarterback sneak, try and pick up the 1st down and move on. But instead, I think they thought they could catch him by surprise and maybe hit something deep.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And the lead will increase to 6 now. It's 9-3. So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, but 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Okay, can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. Now, after the made field goal, here's Sebastian Janikowski to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Oh, little 360. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
On the counter, it's Forsett. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it was almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
Key to tight end. Key to tight end. Hey, we got 2 down.
Move 45. Move 45.
Hey.
Off the draw from Flacco, it's Forsett. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Well, that was better than the first go-around when he lost yardage, but still nothing there, and that sets up a 3rd and long. Tough spot here.
Put it mildly. Sometimes I wonder if some of that old-school football should come back into play. You know what I would think here? Quick kick. Try and change field position. Help out your team.
3rd and long for Joe Flacco. He's got it to West on the dump-off. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So out come the Raiders. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns. I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
They'll run the counter with Murray. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. Carr to throw on 2nd down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
So on 4th down, here's Marquette King to punt it away. Back deep is Devin Hester. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over. right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we've got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
A minute 59 to go in the first half. We're back to Baltimore after this. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half.
Watch number 29, 29. Quad. Hey! Move, 45. Move, 45.
Second down, Flacco now. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. Third down, Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. Finding time, and it's brought in by Pitta. And they'll get it all the way out near midfield to the 45. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They go play action here on first down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete.
Four down. Alert.
Second and 10. Flacco once more. And hauled in by Pitta. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards on the play. And that's going to lead to a third down. And quickly they get to the line. Now Flacco. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Move, 45.
Single.
Move, 45.
First and 10 here for Flacco. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it, no one got it.
Here we go.
Ready.
Incomplete on first down, now Flacco on second. They'll set up the screen for Forsett. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. 23 yards on the play. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They look to throw on first and 10 with Flacco. He was trying to find Justin Forsett that time. And that'll make it second and 10. And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
Flacco to throw again on second down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
Left. Watch left.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Third and long for Joe Flacco. Looking for someone to throw to. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's fourth down. And for the second time this half, on comes the field goal unit here. From the right hash, this from 33. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that trims the lead to 3. It's 9-6 now. So a field goal here. They're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. Here's Taiwan Jones on the return. Look at the spin. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out comes the Ravens defense now as they get ready for the next possession. They're hoping to do what they did last time, force another punt. Last time it resulted in a field goal. We'll see if they can get another stop here, though.
And the best defenses are in the business of preventing points and creating points. And that's exactly what these guys did on their last possession. Why? Because they got off the field on 3 and out, turned the ball over to their offense after the punt, and let them roll downfield and put the ball through the post for a field goal.
You got three down.
Here we go. Wide and yay.
57.
They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And he powers his way up past the 30. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up second and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Ravens haven't played their best football and trail because of it. The Raiders have looked good on the road and will just try to keep the ball rolling in the second half.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And that's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Michael Crabtree there. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. While we have the chance, we have to discuss what young quarterbacks have done so far this season. Listen to this. Wentz, Simeon, Prescott, Garoppolo, Brissett, and Kessler combined 11-2 with a 15-3 touchdown to interception ratio. That's impressive.
I thought everyone keeps saying that playing quarterback is really tough to do in the NFL.
Those guys are proving them wrong.
Well, I think that what they're doing is they're taking advantage of their skill set, emphasizing what they do best, minimizing things for them, right, to avoid errors. But some of them continue to elevate their game, and Trevor Siemian comes to mind. How about his last performance? 4 touchdown passes, no interceptions.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. Following the penalty, it's Murray. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. He'll get 2 yards back, but it's going to leave him with a long 3rd and 13.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game, and with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. The 6-time Pro Bowler, Terrell Suggs. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Marquette King now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. On the return, Hester.
Whoosh.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
The drive begins with a run by Forsett, and the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Partner, I think the easy thing now would be to just abandon the run and start throwing the football at all costs. But I've been in so many games where it doesn't work running the ball, and then something pops, and now you get something going. I'm not so sure to just abandon your game plan this early in the 2nd half.
On 2nd down, Flacco to throw. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look. Play action, Flacco. The open man is Smith. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a 1st down.
3rd time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
We got three, fellas, we got three.
Ready!
Off the give from Flacco, Forsett. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. He's brought down that time by a couple of Raiders. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Two times. Three down.
Set, ready!
Second down, Flacco now. And it's grabbed by Crockett Gilmore. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Wasn't that long ago that the NFL guys really didn't adopt much from the college game. But one thing that has crept in there is spreading things out, opening things up, not even just in tempo, but maybe getting better line splits and spreading the field. I think that would be a great strategy right now to try and open things up in the run game.
They come out here in the eye. Flacco here on second down. And Aiken with it over the middle. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Four down.
Move 45! Move 45!
Another run, this time though Forsett. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
All right, Brandon, you know me as well as anyone. You know I don't usually advocate abandoning things during a game, but here we are in the second half. I think it's time to change things up. Let the running game go a little bit. Let's get to the passing game, and if you still want to get in the hands of the runner, maybe you swing it to him, throw it to him a little bit, try it that way.
Check, tight right. Solo out there, check the outs out there.
Ready!
From the gun, Flacco to the sideline, and a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. And they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. Flacco looks to throw. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it. And in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good, and that will tie the score now at 9 apiece. Well, it's been a field goal extravaganza so far. That's 3 for him now, and it ties our game at 9-9.
I got a feeling the touchdowns are coming, though. Trust me on that one.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They go play action here on first down. Finds Roberts left side. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. The 15 yards there on the catch and run.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now a play fake here on first down. He's got time. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Second down following the incompletion.
Strong left. Strong left.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. He's got time in the pocket. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They'll run it now out of the gun. Stays on his feet. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
They go play action for Murray. Now Carr surveying the field. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Amari Cooper, 29 yards. And the Raiders are able to cash in for 6. And the defensive there, that was a battle. He just made a really nice play.
A really nice play, making sure his body position was correct. And how about the throw? Zipped it in there.
And it results in the touchdown. Sebastian Janikowski on for the PAT. And they will take a 7-point lead now. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Everyone's got 4.
They start on the ground with Forsett. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical. Spread things out a little bit, make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme. Then you don't have to win it physically. You just have to win it by position. That may open things up for your running backs.
4 down. Check.
Ready!
They stay on the ground. Forsett again. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
I'm not sure they could have had a better call there for the defense. Blitz was called, and they're setting up for a draw. When you're blitzing, you're likely to beat them to the punch because they're going to take a little extra time to set up. Talk about the offensive line. In this case, you'll get into the backfield before they can get set up.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for third down. Play action. Flacco. And a quick throw here that's complete. He showed off the athletic juke, but it didn't buy him a whole lot of real estate. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to make it fourth down.
Well, that's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Sam Cook now, as he's on to punt for Baltimore. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. Now carry. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Raiders will take possession. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. 3 down.
All right, here we go. Wide and yay.
3 down.
Wide and yay.
Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
We ready? Wide and yay. Wide and yay.
Now a second down run for Murray. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Here we go. Red 18. Red 18.
From the gun now on third down, Carr. It finds Crabtree for the completion. And he's brought down after a good gain. A big play there for the Raiders. 35 yards.
That was a really nice double move route, a curl and go. And what he does is he makes sure he runs the route, turning back towards the quarterback so he can kind of see his numbers, but his feet never stop operating. And all you're trying to do is get the defender to bite a little bit, then you take off and run past him, often aided by a pump fake by the quarterback, and they caught him big on that play.
Now a first down carry by Jones. A beautiful fake. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And the next snap coming inside the red zone here.
Watch left.
All right, here we go. Red 18. Red 18.
They'll go again to Jones. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a first and goal. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Raiders with a lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Tight end right.
They'll try to run it in with Murray. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Murray the lone setback. And here now it's second and goal, ball on the 7-yard line. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Latavius Murray, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders add on to their lead. And there you go, nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Janikowski on for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. Now Hester will get a shot. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Hey, we are.
Hey, move 45. Move 45.
On first down, Flacco finding time. And Aiken with it over the middle. And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, Setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to him.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Dan Williams in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
I'm coming for you. You mine. Move 45. Move 45.
No chance.
Second down, Flacco now. And his throw here's incomplete. Amari Aiken, the intended receiver. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now it's Flacco to the right side to Aiken. Give him 16 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Kendrick Lewis there to make the stop. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Carries piling up. It's Murray again. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
Shotgun now for Carr. And Roberts with it over the middle. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up 1st downs and keeping the football.
Carr now on 1st down. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. So 2nd and 10 here. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
3 down, 3 down.
Alert, baby, alert,
10,
alert.
under 10, 10.
Set.
A 20th carry coming up now for Murray. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Elvis Dumerville there on the tackle.
But he was stopped on that play. But he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
And defensively, Baltimore's in a dime look here on third. Throwing his car on third down. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. They convert on third with a gain of 22. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish, because strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and it may be a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
2nd down following the run. They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the fourth quarter, they're really excited because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there, and that's run the football.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Seth Roberts, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Now Carr. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The big tight end, Clive Walford, the intended target. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Murray, the lone setback. And he'll get it up the middle. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
One of the things I love about this game is there's a match of wits throughout the game. Who's going to get the advantage? Who's going to catch someone off guard? I feel like the offense thought they might catch the defense off balance with that play call, but unfortunately, that didn't work for them.
So on 4th down, off goes Carr, and on is Sebastian Janikowski. This to make it a 3-score game late. And Janikowski bangs it through, and that'll push the lead up to 17. And you figure with that, this game's pretty well out of reach.
It would take a heck of a comeback at this point. Being 3 scores down, I think that's too much to ask with time winding down here in the 4th.
Now after the made field goal, here's Sebastian Janikowski to kick it away. Returnable here for Hester. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time. So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Watch 17.
First and 10 here for Flacco. And that is incomplete here. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Incomplete on first down. Now Flacco on second. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. And he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And he's been one of their few bright spots here this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, so far he's gotten his. That's not been the issue at all. But the teammates, the other guys, they've been shut down. That's why the defensive guys have to feel pretty good, even though he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, he topped 100 with that last catch.
Strong left, strong left. They can't hang with us.
Move 45. Move 45.
On first down, Flacco. They'll set up the screen for Forsett. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass.
Once more, it's Flacco. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And 15 yards there on the catch and run. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Red zone opportunity. Now a carry here for Terrence West. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Terrence West, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens cut into that lead. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And there's a flag on the play. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. Automatic first down.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead. But that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game. But we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. One receiver to the left is Cooper.
All right, here we go. Wide and
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. Brought in by Walford, right side. It's a gain of 7, and they're going to have a third down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Well, they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
Here's Marquette King now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Here's Hester, with a juke. And he'll go out of bounds across the 35-yard line. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Throwing here on first down. Flacco. He's got time. But it's caught on the right side. It's Smith. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Fresh set of downs here. First and 10, and Flacco looking to throw. And Aiken with it over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it a second down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Watch left, tight end to the left, tight end left.
Flacco here on second down. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw.
Move, 45.
Flacco to throw. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This from 44 yards away. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So you knew one way or another that you needed 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll need to get the ball back.
So, Brandon, the question is, how do you accomplish that? You can onside kick it, but remember, since you've got all 3 timeouts, you can still kick it deep and try to play defense.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. Oh, look at the juke. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline.
And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run.
3 down. We ready? Red 18.
They'll run here. It's Murray. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Here's Marquette King now. He's been terrific so far. This is taken at the 15. Oh, now on the return. Oh, no, the ball is loose. And he did get it back, I do think. Yes, so no turnover on the punt, and it'll be a first down.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. And the Ravens taking the field. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Second down now after the incompletion. He'll look to throw. Smith catches left side. And he's brought down after a good gain. That goes for a gain of 31. And they're going to speed things up here. He's back to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. Back to throw. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early.
False start, offense. Still third down.
And following that penalty, the offense really backed up now on third down. They'll look to throw. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Brashad Perriman in the final minute. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down one. That extra point is not a gimme.
And now a critical extra point attempt here. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Penalty marker is down here. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. Automatic first down.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped here at the line of scrimmage. And time is going to expire in this football game. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Nothing between these two teams for 4 quarters. Here we go to begin overtime. This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Here's the Ravens defense as they head out to set up shop. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
Hey, let's get that ball, Dino. Let's get that ball right here.
All right, here we go. Wide and yank. Wide and yank.
Carr turns, hands to Murray. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Watch 88. Watch 88. Single.
We ready. Red 18. Red.
Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable, usually an excellent target, and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
Here's Marquette King now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Now part 1 is done, now part 2. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
4 down. Check. 4
Flacco gives to Forsett. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Jihad Ward, the rookie, taken to the second round, in on the stop. Crashing in from the end there, not to disrupt the pass game, but to disrupt the run game.
Yeah, I love the distinction, too, because the good defensive ends, they can do it all. Set the edge in the run game, make sure that no one can move it that way, and, of course, rush the passer. On that play, use the speed to get there in the run game.
To pass, Flacco. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
And you know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. Now a run with Forsett. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
They come out here in the eye. Second down, Flacco now. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. Now Flacco surveying the field. He hits West underneath. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. And now he's closing in on 450 yards passing.
That's an incredible number. I mean, you're talking about the best defenders in the world that you're trying to throw the ball against, and you're creating that type of a number. Fantastic job, fantastic performance, and he's going to have to ice up his arm afterwards, too.
Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Back to the ground attack now. This is Forsett. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Play fake to Forsett. Now Flacco. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Whether they deserve credit or not, the defense is going to take credit for that incompletion because it always feels good when you slow down an offense.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Well, here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Flacco looks to throw. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. Here's Sam Cook now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored, that's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let the team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Got to be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickel and dime down the field. Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Fighting through. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Carr. And this is going to be incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Marquette King now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down.
Ready! This is 4th set. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain, and it's 2nd down.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. A running play now for Forsett. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He's going to go. Justin Forsett. He's at the 30, past the 20. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too, of just getting there and taking off and going? For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter @EA Madden NFL.